So a thing I believe about anime is
okay. It sounds like a thesis.
what we talk about when we talk about anime by Austin Walker.
Wow.
Anime, as defined in anime, is a land of contrasts. It's expressionistic. It is, one of the things that you learn in your entry level English class, maybe, or maybe some sort of critical theory or comparative literature course, is that one of the things that theater does, and that fiction does generally, is it allows characters to provide access to emotional states of mind with a clarity that real people, when they have those emotional states, cannot possibly bring to bear in language. To be as angry and revenge-driven as characters in fiction sometimes are would be to never ever speak a word, let alone deliver a moving soliloquy on the nature of vengeance or your desire for familial equality or something, right? But the characters of Shakespeare can do that adequately. Anime starts there. And then it says, how do we, and I think things influenced and things in the style of anime, how do we not only narratively and with our dialogue provide the sort of access to emotional states with a clarity that those in those emotional states cannot in real life provide, but how do we bring the truth of, the subjective truth of that emotional state to bear with style that illustrates the depth of what that experience is like. And so that is red spiky hair for the character who's really brash. That is speed lines when someone is running down the street or running at their foe. That is, the high point of the anime ballad hitting when two childhood rivals finally square off to fight over the love of their lives. Those moments are about producing the effect of the weight of this moment that is small, but making it feel as large and aggressive or expansive as it feels to a person in that moment. And that's even true for a game like Valkyria Chronicles in its design. Wars aren't fought by 2 or 3 tanks against 4 or 5 tanks. They're fought between 200 or 300 tanks by 400 or 500 tanks. But when you are at the Battle of Siegfall, and your 3 tanks are being pinned down by the enemy anti-armor, and then you sneak 1 lancer behind enemy lines and deliver that 1 in a million shot that takes out the anti-armor cannon, and you can then charge with your main tank and get behind the enemies and blow them up. That's an abstraction, but emotionally it's deadfully truthful. It's exactly what that experience is supposed to feel like. And I think that gets it into trouble very often, because it's painting in the broadest possible brushes, and there is no feeling of restraint. There is no desire to be quiet. There is only the loudest possible expression of who these characters are. And because of that, people make bad missteps. And I don't want any of this to read like excuse for characters like Raz. I think that those are the moments when to be artful in your craft is to recognize that in this moment, restraint is not only better, it's actually required to deliver on what you want to deliver, which is Raz as an outsized personality, as a brash young man, as someone who's deeply, concerned with his presentation of masculinity, and to do that without alienating the people in your audience for whom the fear of sexual harassment and assault is extremely real. And that is what it takes to do this the right way. But I think that is how you arrive at that to begin with. You go, what's the biggest, loudest version of this thing that we can do? Because that is what the genre, the medium of anime, or I guess I'd say the genre of anime storytelling is. This is what we talk about when we talk about anime.